Hello, ghouls and goblins. I hope you have a magical day today. That's right, it's Hello Good Game, and he just hit rank 1 Mythic with this list here holding a 65% win rate over about 150 games. We're going to try it out and see if we can have some similar success. Hello Good Game is another YouTuber, has been around much longer than I have, so you can go check out his channel. I like the list. It's pretty off meta, right? I don't remember the last time I've played queued up against a tokens deck, and so yeah, this is cool and different and made it to rank 1. It's also playing a card I have never seen or played before called the Exalted Sunborn. 5 mana for a 4/5 Angel Wizard Mythic Rare. Flying and lifelink, I like that. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many tokens would be created instead, and you can warp it in for 2. So you can warp it in before you attack and get doubled up on your triggers, like the Voice of Victory tokens coming in, Headliner tokens coming in, Anim Pakal tokens in, plus all the other doubling effects. So that's cool. We're going to try it out. I like a lot of it. The only thing I'm a little bit suspect on here is we're running an aggro deck. We have 8 1-drops, 22 lands, and we have 3 creature tap lands, which is too much for my personal taste. I would say 1 max is really what I would go for, or maybe even 0 would be fine with me. I just never want to stumble in best of 1, and we really are a curve out aggressive deck, so this bothers me a little bit. I will say the curve of having like turn 3 Anim Pakal, they kill your 1 and 2 drops, and then if you have the 4th land on time untapped, you could power up, oh god, this card, the Bivouac. I'm so sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong. Power up the Bivouac, and then you have a creature, you swing with a 2/2, you put a counter on the Anim Pakal, so then it already has an extra counter, and then you put another counter, and then I think you're getting, twice as many tokens out of that attack. So I like that sequence. Obviously, it could be good against sweepers. Post-sweeper powers up attack, but only 4.5% of the meta from Plat to Mythic is going to be Azorius control, so I'm just not that worried about it. I would definitely consider cutting this down to 1 max or even 0. And the other thing I would look at is I'm surprised we're not running the Sunbillow Verge here. Seems pretty free, especially with the shock lands that are typed as mountain and plains. I would definitely put those in. And if you had to put in another interesting land, I think the Dulkovan encampment could come in as well. Again, because we have a good amount of mountains in the deck, especially given the typed shock lands foundry. So that is my only concern. The only other thing I might do is I could see cutting a single legendary Arabella for 1 copy of Frontline Rush, because this card is bonkers out of nowhere. You will get some people got, but overall, I haven't played the deck yet, and he obviously ran it to rank 1 Mythic, so what do I know? Let's give it a go, and then about halfway through, if I feel like I'm having some hands that are stumbling with the tap lands, I might make the changes described. Hello, good token to rank 1. Here we go. There were some comments yesterday that I did not give credit to the original author, and that is false. If you go back and you watch the video, in the first 15 seconds, I give credit to the original author, who is apparently a YouTuber as well. I thought he just had a Twitch account, because his username was Twitch/Danny something. We're on the play. Okay. And we do have the tap land of the opening hand, which I told you I was not enthusiastic about. We'll still keep this though, and we'll just go no 1-drop and then voice on 2. Voice or Arabella? I think you go voice. I think you go voice and Arabella comes later maybe. Tap land on 1 instead of a 1-drop. Just saying, we're an aggro deck. And we really wish we had that 1-drop down on 1 for the Sanctifier. Arabella's pretty good in this matchup. She can attack well this next turn as well. Yeah, I think it's Arabella versus the red matchup. I think the life gain is going to matter. Again, first time playing this, but I think that's the move we want to go with. Three toughness, a little bit hard to kill. Off of just like a burst lightning. We'll see if he has the lightning helix. It's touch on the claw. It's a shelter. That does suck. We have our own shelter in the deck. But if we don't hit it, this could be rough. Looks like Siege will be a turn 4 play. Sunborn coming in as well. Alright, well, we try this. We shock you in. We play a Sanctifier, play a Voice, and then next turn we're probably just sieging for 3, unless we hit like another 1-drop. Maybe we could Sunborn. Claw. 2 mana open for Helix, or level up the Claw into a 3/3 so no blocks from us. No blocks. Okay, opponent at 25 playing mono red. Alright, another tap land, that's okay. It's gotta be siege here. And yeah, I think we're just picking the doubled up triggers effect. Attacking creature triggers an additional time. Okay, looks good to me. Just you, I suppose. We could get in with the Sanctuary. Depends if we think we're gonna... It's an okay blocker, I guess. We're probably not gonna be able to block though, right? It's 1 extra point of free damage. Let's do it. I don't think we're blocking with the Sanctifier, and it's really easy for them to just threaten to level up off the Claw. So I think we get in there anyway. Opponent to 20, we're making progress. We're up to 15 though. I don't hate that. And they don't have a Nemesis, like the next Siege actually goes pretty nuts. Tap land, good. Even Nemesis attack, like, it's not that bad. Challenger, 1 mana open. No Claw level up. Oh no, they're gonna kill my poor Sanctifier. Sad. Very sad. Hugely sad. Alright, so untap land off the top to play a 5 mana 4/5 lifelink. Could be good. Also does not attack with the other creatures, which is kind of wild. Really wants to block the voice. I mean, doubled up counters is exciting, but like, 1/1 with haste and lifelink probably doesn't do it though. I think it's doubled counters again. We really need a way to gain some life though. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just this. We can make a series of 1/1 blockers. We still lose life off the Claw every turn. It's rough. It's rough life. I think it's just doubled again. At some point, we may be able to use the Headliner as a removal spell. Right? Attack, get a bunch of creatures, sack the Headliner for 2, kill the Claw, and then pay 2 for the ward cost. I think that is the line currently. Oh, it's attack all button. Are we just dead here? Drop to 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically, I think we do have to block. So I think it's Voice of Victory, and we keep the Headliner to kill the Claw. You're potentially a lot of damage, right? The Challenger, I think, is maybe the best block here, if they have anything. If we block the Claw, they might invest mana into it. I think this is a decent block. We'll see. We could definitely be dead here. Pump, pump. Yeah, I think this is probably... maybe... I don't know if they have 2 instants or just 1 in hand. Okay, at least 1 instant. That's probably game, right? Yeah, that's game. Well, that's rough. Turn 2 Shelter is always decent, so it is what it is. I am sus on the tap lands, though. We'll play the first 30 minutes of the video, and then I think I'll likely make that change. Probably didn't cost us the game, right? I think we probably would have lost regardless. But I'm still very suspect on that. Okay, what do you guys got in the comments section today? Anything of value? I'm just kidding. It's always good value. It's always a good time. Trucker Philosophy says on yesterday's video that had a 69% win rate for 100 plus games and got to rank 2 Mythic, maybe even rank 1, I'm not sure. Trucker Philosophy says, it's wild how horrible this deck is. Okay, I have to, man, for the benefit of the doubt, we're on the play, I like that. We don't have a tap land, I like that. I'm very happy without those tap lands. To give him the benefit of the doubt, I have to assume by horrible, he means like nasty to play against. Because if he means the deck sucks, like it's just wrong. It's a solid deck. It runs Shelter by Ghosts, which automatically makes it pretty decent. If you're going from Plat to Mythic and you're playing against a lot of mono red, which is how that works out basically. Okay, we got a Curve of Dreams here. Yeah, the deck's good. Deck is obviously good. there's no way to say it's not good, and I cannot stand that you said that. Unless you mean horrible, like horrible to play against. Otherwise, you just have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, lots of clapping emojis for getting to Mythic and Limited the other day. Sealed, not draft, wasn't it? No, it was draft. I did quick draft. Do we have to shelter here? This is like a experience question. I don't really want to lose the voice, to be honest. Shelter's not exceptionally good against black, though. If we throw away the Voice of Victory to start growing the Anima Call, it could be okay. We could also just attack and sack the Headliner, which I don't really want. I think it is Shelter, it's just a little bit awkward. I think it is this still. Alright, to the face. And then if they play a nice 3-drop that's like a 3-mana 3/3 or a 3-mana 3/4, the Vigilance green thing, whatever that is, Delny can make creatures you control power 2 or less can't be blocked by a creature with power 3 or greater. They shouldn't have a 1-mana thing to kill the voice. So I think we get one more voice attack here. I also think damage-wise, Delny is the best play. Anima Call's a little bit slower to scale. So we get one more turn with the Voice, and then they might kill it with the, whatever it's called. The new Go for the Throat. Shoot the Seraph. We'll see. Alright, this comment is by Marcio Da Silva. 6920. Interesting. Okay. Alright. That's a little bit unfortunate. So they can double block the Voice. If they really want to. Does not solve our problem here. They're pretty low. If we double the triggers, it's a lot of damage. Then they get back a 3/2 that they actually can't really block that well, right? So that could still be the play. I think we get in for a lot of damage. If we just attack normally, though, we could sack the Headliner and kill one in response, and they put the counters somewhere else, right? Yeah, that doesn't work so well. I think we give up the Voice here. They get back to 3/2, but then we're unblockable. Alright, I think this is the move. Let's see how it goes. See if they want to double block the Delny. They take a crap ton of damage, and then the 3/2 cannot block the Delny. Or like the Delny effect. They do go for the double block, so they get back their 3/2. They drop all the way to 5, and the 3/2 cannot block. So we'll see if that was the right move or not. Feels like we're trying to sniff out lethal here, though. Touch the Headliner. You probably want to kill the Delny. Land here would be cool. We could warp in the Sunborn and play a Anima Call. Be interesting. An Elf for 1 2-mana open. Another Elf can double block the Delny. And a removal spell for the Delny. And it's not looking great. We do get the Shock. That's interesting. Okay, I think it is Shock and then an Anima Call. Warp up. It's a lot of attackers. Touches the Anima Call. We're making progress. Alright, eat that one. How many elves going to the bus here? You dropped to 1. We're close. Opponent is also close. We do have the Bivouac coming in hot next turn. Opponent drops to 1 here. Feels like they have an answer to Anima Call. tap land with Surveil. They've been an Elegy Alkali. Okay, so they're kind of an aggressive creature deck then, right? They do have the removal spell, though. We lose the Nipakol. If they attack, they lose. Oh, I think that's game, right? We have 3 attackers here. This guy can just attack, right? Yeah, no mana left for Ooze. Attack all. Looks good to me. Bivouac coming in hot. Whenever, mobilize whenever this creature attacks. Okay. We get him. Don't matter where we put it. Alright, very nice. Bivouac showing its worth here. I'm still pretty suspect on it, though. I do feel like most of the time you just want to curve out. You just want to curve out. We'll see. We'll still take it to the 30-minute mark, and I still won't make the changes I described. Alright. Marcio da Silva says, my experience with the VV deck is about the same. After 30 games, I had only 2 times a sweet combination of VV and Cauldron in hands on turn 3 to 4. My win rate was also approximately 50-50. On the other hand, 100% of the time my opponents end up with VV and Cauldron in hands on turn 3 to 4. It's probably just like the human bias of like, we remember the bad times more than the good, but it does feel that way. All right, so 1 lander here on the draw. If we don't draw land in the next 2 cards, we auto lose. But if we do, it's a pretty good hand. 2 draws to do it. 40% chance each. Never didn't have it. It's gonna be fine. On the play, I wouldn't keep this. On the draw, we get 1 extra shot at making it work. Okay. If it's Azorius control, we're probably a little effed. Yeah, we'll go damage against them. Don't think we need the Sanctifier per se. Okay, 1 more draw to hit land. It's gonna be totally fine. It's a Maze Mind Tome. Oh, I feel so bad about this. I think we've already lost. It's not a land. Okay. 1 more draw. It'll be fine. 1 more draw. Probably just a bad keep. Probably in best of them with the hand smoothing algorithm. You're almost guaranteed a better hand next, right? We do have some pretty good curves. All right, we hit the next land. That's probably a mistake, but we'll give this a go. Let's see. Anyone relevant to come down here before combat? I probably want to counter this next thing. I think we play like Arabella. I think we play Voice post-combat or Arabella. I don't think we need to show them the next land, though. Let's make them think this is all we have, and then maybe they'll blow a removal spell on our 1-drop instead of our 2-drop. Alright, so here's the question. Who's the best thing to play here? Into a Star Cage / Day of Judgment turn. Man, in general, Voice Victory is very good, right? But maybe we throw in the Legend here. We got 3 more copies in the deck. Let's see if they want to counter this. They let it go. I don't know, man. I have suspicions we're going to get swept soon. Fourth land, double white open. We are swept. Legend is gone. We keep the Voice around. The Windcrag Siege could go hard. On the version that just makes a 1/1 every turn. We'll have a couple get lost. They might only have 2 get lost in the deck, you know? That might be the play over the doubling of the counters. I don't know. They got to do it on their turn. They do. There's 1 get lost down. The Windcrag Siege could be the path to victory. Alright, 2 mana open for potential No More Lies. I think we're going... Nipakol isn't bad here, because again, if it dies, we have the Legend in hand anyway. Could get No More Lies here. Does resolve, alright. Hit the draw. Yeah, the question is, do we go Siege on the doubling of the triggers, which is obviously very good in general? Or do we just get the random 1/1 going every turn? Alright, opponent with the 6-drop. This is very awkward. Very terrible, in fact. We're not going to have an answer to this. I think it's a Nimpa call again, and then we're just hoping they have no removal for the rest of the game. Like, this is... The turn 4 Day of Judgment was about game. We'll stick it out a little bit longer. If they have no removal, just all land, they have a bad hand, we could shelter, we could get there. Like, we could get there, but it is looking rough from here on out. Again, only 4.5% of the meta from Plat to Mythic is Azorius Control. But when you run into it with this deck, you're probably going to get creamed a good amount of time. Okay, well, moment of truth. We could go for the land here. It's probably better to do that before we run out the shelter. It's going to be nasty no matter what. I mean, this is going to be rough, right? This is going to be rough. They have to have nothing here. Let's see if they kill it in response. They leave it. I mean, what does the path to victory look like? Shelter, they have nothing. Doubling the trick like a Delny was probably a better thing to have. Or even more land to get to the Sunborn. I don't think this is what separates us from defeat. I think instead of sheltering here, I think we're going to try to run out one of these Sunborns. It just... I feel like they're just going to kill the Nimpa. They just kill the Nimpa now, I think. And then we get no value. Let it resolve. Okay, do we move to combat? Move to combat. We get the trigger. Make a 3/4. Make a gnome. Touch on the Regent. 5 mana. Copy the Regent. Now make a fish. Okay. Not a terrible turn for us. Opponent drops to 10. Much better than I could have anticipated. Hopes are low, but hopes are increasing. They should probably be exceptionally low, right? They might not run Ultimate with Tome, which means they run 4 Day of Judgments. Which means they have a cheaper 4 mana spell for us. We're down to 9. It is the next Day of Judgment. Honestly, the Dragon Gone is not so bad for us. They have 3 mana open. Do we go for the Siege? I don't think so. I still think it's a weird win con for us that could actually work. I think if they're going to counter something, let's have them counter this and keep the weird threat that makes a token every turn. I don't even know if we can race the Anchorage. All right, so this is a counter spell. All right, so that's what we wanted, right? We're keeping the best card in hand till the end. I don't know if it can even race the Anchorage, but I think it's worth a try. Okay. Yeah, the Anchorage, we just have a real clock. We're not as aggressive as Control, somehow. Plus, the map token on the Anchorage is pretty bad, too. If we hit land, we could play a 4/5 lifelink flyer. Could be interesting. Alright, they have a 3/4, plus they have a lot of ways to gain life. They're going to gain 4 life off the Tome. It's rough. It's rough every which way. I think if I was them, I'd keep the Tome. They're going to be up to 15 here. And we have nothing, right? Yeah, keep the Tome. You got plenty of time to run us down like an animal. Okay. Yeah, I think it's got to be the flyer. And then if they just have removal, we probably just lose, but... Down to 5 off the Shockland. Resolves. Casual. 2 mana, draw a card, gain 4 life. Also running Tranquil Cove. Just a little 1-up, just a little bit of life gain. A little bit of budget. Nah, I don't think they're budget. I think it's intentional. I think they just want that little bit of life gain in there. Exercise. Creature dead. Let's see if the Anchorage comes out again. Yeah, they are not afraid. They're in the home stretch. There's really nothing we can do. We can play out 1 more flyer. Let's see if... Yeah, I don't need the map token here. It's kind of a waste, right? Tome's a little more mana efficient. Unless they happen to hit land on top, and then they can happen to go land Tome. Okay, last turn of the game. We play the Sunborn, and we pray for the best. I don't think there's anything else to be done here. Take the Scry now. Interesting. Take the Scry on their own turn. They're so confident. They don't even need to see what we have. All right. They don't even need to wait for us to scry. That's so sad. Hunting for that removal spell. Maybe take the draw now. Okay, but that ends the turn, actually, so they cannot attack with the anchorage. So we get to go one more time. They're touching it. Could have been a mistake on their part, not sure. Maybe not. Okay, we'll run it out one more time. We have another random 5-mana 4/5 flyer. Doesn't get countered. 4-mana open. One more get lost does us in. Holding on here. I wish Siege made it at the beginning of combat. Oh my god. Alright, we lost. There's no way in top 9 there isn't something to sweep or kill and then power up the anchorage. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token, gains lifelink and haste. It'd be nice if it was at the beginning of the combat step. At the beginning of upkeep, you have to wait a whole turn cycle, right? Okay. Power up the anchorage, attack. Wah. What are you gonna do? Turn forward, Day of Judgment. Just not... It's not written in the stars for us. It's written in the stars for them. But yeah, the VV deck, it's just got to be a human memory thing, but it always feels like the opponent has the turn 3 wombo combo, and I'm just like, damn. Sucks. All right, we'll do one more game, and then I do think we're going to make the changes to the mana base that I discussed. I'm a little bit sus on 3 tap lands. Don't like it in my aggro deck. Okay, another comment on the color wheel. On the color, this is by Shep311. On the color wheel, 4-color non-green is called Artifice. That is what someone else said, and I didn't believe it. But I guess this person looked it up. Tap on the opening hand. No one dropped those. We're not punished, so it's looking fine. Okay. It's called Artifice. Looking at it now. Do I get second place? Yes, you get second place. I don't have a booster box to send. I don't know what I'm supposed to send you. I can send you a nice email or something. Hello. Thank you for commenting. 4-color non-red is growth. That's interesting. 4-color non-black is called altruism. 4-color non-blue is aggression. And 4-color non-white is called chaos. Honestly, I dig that. Those are some nice names. Okay, probably just voice here first. Yeah, optimal sequencing. Opponent is on maybe some kind of Abzan reanimator list. Or Golgari reanimator? Surveil looks like reanimator, right? Molt Tender as well. Instead of the elf. That's too much Surveil, right? There's got to be some graveyard shenanigans, I think. Alright, shock you in. Probably you plus voice. And then either siege or double sharpshooter, depending on if we hit that next land or not. The Scoop cannot handle the Magus of the arena. All right, let's real quick. Let's just hop in and change the mana base a little bit. I like the rest of the deck. I got no changes there. I think it's all good. We could cut that one Arabella and put in the frontline rush. I think that's pretty reasonable. But you know, maybe he found that it's just too good. Like, you know what? Actually, let's leave that in there. I bet his meta was like, yeah, a third to 50% of my games are mono red, and I just need the life gain. So we'll keep that change in there. But I'm pretty sus on the Bivouac. And then I do want to make space for all these verges, I think. So these come in as what? These come in on white, so we can probably cut some white and then go up on mountains. So what is that? We got 5 plains and then 4 mountains in a single Bivouac. Do we want to cut anything for, you could run the encampment, and it's probably free-ish, but you know what? I don't think we need it. I think I just want to keep it consistent. Let's do it. We'll keep Arabella. I bet it's worth it because Frontline Rush is nasty. Maybe we'll look to cut another card, but my suspicion is you just need Arabella versus Mono Red, and it's too good not to run 4. I think that's probably a reasonable conclusion to come to. At least Plat to Mythic early season. Like I think a lot of people, probably a lot more people, just spam Mono Red. But maybe later season, you can cut an Arabella for a Frontline Rush. I think most of the Mono Red, you know, trolls and goblins have exited into Mythic, and I wouldn't be surprised if that strategy worked a little bit better later in the season. Frank the Tank 2420 says cool deck. It's 2-lander, fast land. We're on the play. I like that. Let's do it. Looks fantastic. Good enough for me. Frank the Tank says cool deck at the 20-40 minute mark. Just go aggro here. You had lethal. Actually, he spelled lethal. You have lethal if you just put the inspector before combat. This is only true if the opponent had nothing. They had 2 men open, and we don't know. We don't know. Okay, voice here. No attack bluff for me. If they had nothing, it would have been lethal. But I was guaranteed lethal next turn because, ooh, all right, how are we gonna do again? This card I have faced before, and I have been very, very sorry for not sheltering it early. So I am definitely tempted to go that route here. We could sack the headliner. I think the shelter's okay. It's probably shelter here, I think. I think it's too painful to let this guy live. I have learned from my errors. Hopefully we're learning here. I remember like a week or 2 ago, I let this guy live for way too long. And I was like, they can't beat me. I've got like a bunch of 9/9 green trample creatures and I still lost. And I was not super enthusiastic about that outcome. Anyway, they were guaranteed, they were playing to a turn 5 sweep. So that would mean if we didn't win there because they had the removal spell, then we would also lose the, whatever creature you said, the inspector, and then we'd have nothing. But since they were planning to turn 5 sweep, I knew we could follow up with the 1-drop creature and then the pain for all removal spell that would just go face for 1 and win the game. So you're right, we could have had lethal, but we were basically guaranteed lethal next turn if they had anything. Delny. I think they probably triple block the voice here. But if they do, they cannot block the headliner, so we can attack with the headliner. Which I think is decent. I don't know if this is worth it or not, to be honest. But our life doesn't really get better. If we sit here and do nothing, and they Gorehound every turn and Surveil to raise the pass, I think our life only gets worse over time. This is a good chunk of damage, but I don't know if we win here. We kill the Gorehound and the Hunter. And then we see if they can hit that Surveil. Drop to 12, which is still a long way to go. We get back the Zealot, they gain a life. Maybe, you know, maybe the deck is good enough that you actually sit there and do nothing the whole game and build up sharpshooters, and then you attack for 1 turn kills. I think that could be possible as well. I haven't played this deck enough. It feels like we should just go, but maybe it's wrong. Ooh, that's always rough. We're at 39, but it's a little rough. Another headliner. We can attack here and sack the headliner. And probably kill the Zealot. I still think that's just an obnoxious card to deal with. Opponent holding priority on the Zealot, the pre-combat Zealot trigger. Okay. I mean, we're going to kill the Zealot no matter what, so it doesn't really matter if they block or not. Maybe they take a point of damage for free. I don't know. Nope. Okay, let's do this. I think we have to kill this card. Yeah, if I were to do this game over again, I think we'd sit here and do nothing the entire game until we had lethal off of a single attack. The sharpshooter and just like a ton of doubling triggers. Maybe that's the better way to do this. Because it's still at 15. We didn't really make a dent. I think maybe you need to play the deck where sometimes you can just curve out. But then sometimes against some opponents, maybe just sit there the whole game and do nothing until you can go one turn kill off of like a sharpshooter attack. So could be a mistake in piloting for sure here. It's a long way to go, but this feels like a very big uphill battle now. How good is the free surveil? We could wait on it. We could get a little bit of sharpshooter damage if we wait one more turn. I think we need to use the headliner to kill the zealot again in general, but they don't have the next raise the pass. They don't have a big incentive to turbo mill yet. That's rough. That's a very good card. That is quite rough. I mean, that's almost maybe even better to kill than the zealot at this point. Free value every turn. I think the reality is yes. I think we do need to kill that next, and unfortunately, I can still try to turbo mill to the next one, but I don't think we can let that card sit. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, respect. Okay. Free blocks. No Gorehound blocks. They don't have raise the pass in hand. Probably. I think we have to kill you. I think just the free surveil every turn is too good. Sack in response. So I don't know how much damage we did there. Probably roughly maybe 8 or something like that. But yeah, if we had chilled out and just kept the voice and shelter around for a while, and just waited a really long time, probably would have had lethal that turn, right? You get all the triggers off the sharpshooter, and you double the 2 tokens each time. That was probably lethal right there. So I would say probably a whiff in piloting, but if you're watching the video, now you know. I think sometimes just curve out with aggro, but against some opponents, since they weren't really able to put a lot of pressure on us, and just kind of sit here and clog up the board, I think you maybe wait for the 1-turn kill combo. At 15, okay. I guess it's just math real quick. So we'll make 2... How does this work? It triggers an additional time. I don't know how these stagger. So you make 2, and it triggered additional time, so we get 4, and that would double, so we'd get 8. I think. So we'd only deal 8 damage. So we don't have lethal, I think. So we'll just play the Sunborn to be efficient. Oh, this trigger gets doubled? Oh, this gets troubled. Okay, my bad. So maybe that would have been lethal if we went voice first and then Sunborn and then attack. We'll see if we can get there. We might still get there this turn. I forgot the sharpshooter triggers get doubled too. So again, I think we would make double, so 4, 8, but we doubled the triggers off the sharpshooter, so I think it's 16 damage presented off the voice attack. Plus any if they get through. Well, hold on, a good top deck does seem to get there. That's not it, though. I think we attack with the Sunborn here. Because getting them low enough to kill next turn is big. And they're not turbo milling, so they don't have the... they don't have Raise the Past in hand. If you had it, you just turbo mill, bring them all back. So this is good. We could still win this game. We'll play this out. I don't know if we'll need it or not. Oh, is it turbo mill time? I don't know if they have it in hand or they're going to go hunt for it. But, yeah, it feels like they have it in hand. Yeah, alright. Well, I guess we've earned the defeat there. I think we definitely would have won if we just chilled out for a long time. But, it's okay. It's going to be a long turn, too. Not only are we going to lose, we're going to have to sit here and wait for the whole combo. Continue to turbo mill. Okay. All right. I mean, I think we're attacking all. I think the math should work out. Off the double sharpshooter trigger. Plus we get a little extra damage here. Yeah. I mean, if they cannot kill something right here, I think we win. There is a chance they have a removal spell, which would suck. So technically you can just attack with this, and I think this should be plenty if they secretly have a removal spell, but I think it should be a crap ton of damage right here. Because you have the Anempa Call triggers as well, so I think it's going to be more than 16. Okay, well, we get there. Maybe an undeserved victory, but opponent wasn't able to break through, so we'll remember that for next time. Definitely a different approach you can take here. Okay. Cool. Good to know. Very good to know. Alternative strategy against control. Can't do it. Get swept. No point. Gotta just go ham the whole time. Probably a lot of decks have to be really aggressive. Anyone who might run a sweeper, you just have to be aggressive. Mono red probably also have to be aggressive because the Nemesis eventually becomes unblockable basically, and then that's a whole issue. But against some opponents, maybe you can just sit there, build your board, and then get a one-turn kill combo. So that is worth keeping in mind. Unlucker says, just watching the intro of the Jeskai video yesterday, part of the restoration magic is that it targets any permanent, so you can protect any of your sheltered by ghosts from target removal. Yes, agreed. Probably a pretty small part overall of the deck. We're on the draw with no 1-drop, no 2-drop, and again, nothing till turn 3. I think this is probably too bad to keep in best of 1. So we'll mulligan this. This is much better. We'll keep this. We have 1-drop, 2-drop, double Anempa Call. I think one of these can probably go. Let's see how this goes. It's mono red, so we might run out the Sanctifier here first. Over the usual headliner play. I think it might be worth it. More defensive attack. No blocks from me. Always level it up. They do level it up. Is this because they only have land and Screaming Nemesis, or is there another incentive for that. Alright, I don't think we're ever blocking with the Sanctifier, so we can get in there. And then, yeah, landing call isn't bad. If they blow the removal spell on the Sharpshooter, I'm totally fine with that. I'd rather keep the Sanctifier over pretty much anything else here. Okay, a 2-mana 2/2 first strike. This creature's first strike during your turn. Whenever an opponent draws a card, deals 1 damage to them. This is not really a huge issue for us right now. I think we are taking this free block here. If they want to blow removal on it, I don't think we're that sad. The only thing is we can't attack next turn if we do that. That's the only downside, so maybe it's not worth it. But if they have the shock in hand, then they're going to kill the Anempa Calls. Maybe it is worth it. Because I think we need you to stick around. Alright, so this is it. Looks like we have nothing here. Okay. Ow. Pre-combat. Trigger, gain some life. Free attack with the 1/3 into the 2/2. Get the Anempa Call trigger, get the life gain trigger, get the damage trigger. They didn't have shock last turn, so I don't think they have shock now. Free block. Down to 14. Okay. Not a bad place to be. Nemesis, always rough. See if they can shock that. They can. Alright, so we lose life gain now. So now life gets way more difficult. They do it immediately, no effing around, just get it done. I don't think we block though, I think we push for... Oh man. Yeah, I think it's no blocks. Oh, you two, interesting. Okay. I think we just take the free block here. Nemesis, deal 2 damage, kill the Sanctifier, which is okay, but I think Anempa Call is kind of the way out of this. We're not terribly positioned to race. That's pretty interesting too, we don't get life, right? If we headliner... Nah, I think we're just doubling the triggers this turn. We should probably math a little bit and see if we have lethal. Excuse me. So this is make 3 creatures, so that'd be 6. Block here takes 6, 7, 8, plus 6 more damage off the Sharpshooter. So I think that's just lethal, right? Is it only, we got 4? Did I mismath that? No. X is the number of +1 counters on an Anempa Call. She has 2 +1 counters. Oh, yeah, we don't get 6. It's per +1 counters, not per power level. Still have exactly lethal, but I did mismath that. It's per counter, not per power level on the creature. Alright, we get the scoop. Okay, we'll do one more. We're at the 49-minute mark. Usually I stop around 50, but yeah, maybe we'll get the diamond one here. One more win. Still happy with the mana base changes. I think the Arabella is reasonable. I don't know if there's a space for frontline rush. You don't want to cut shelter for sure. Reading this message here. I don't know why. Interesting. On the draw. Great. Good enough. It's red. We have double shelter. Let's see if we can nab the win just off the turn 3 shelter. 3 toughness is a good amount of toughness to survive a lot of red stuff. So we could definitely get there. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I mean, Arabelle's really good if it lives, right? I think we go for it here. Over the voice. Alright, shock there. 2 mana open. Do you have the lightning strike? No blocks? Ah, they do have it. Witchstalker Frenzy. Too bad. Alright, we got one more shot here. On the draw, we play voice, we hope it survives, we shelter, and then that's it. That's all we got. There's no more ways to do it. Bolt Wave to face. Take 5. Another Frenzy. Damn. Okay. Drop to 3. Lethal's presented. We hit land. Sucks. Okay, well, that'll be the last game. Okay. Well, big thank you to Hello Good Game for playing this deck. We did not get to Diamond 1 off of it. We definitely could. Obviously, you can do very well with this deck. It's cool. It's good. I like Shelter in any deck trying to get from Plat to Mythic right now. It's got some fun lines. It's different. It's not the usual, you know, thing. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I wouldn't change anything, except I'm very suspect on the tap lands in our aggro deck. If you're on the play, and you can go 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, it's just so much pressure. So I really think I would cut Bivouac down to 1 or even 0. I'd be totally happy with 0. And I think that's the only change I would need to make. I would love to find space for Frontline Rush. It's an absurd card. Right, the one creature that doesn't get blocked, give it like +15, +15 out of nowhere, you just win. So that is good. Sharpshooter kind of fills a similar role as like a win con over the top. You can plop it down anytime, so I don't hate not having it in there. I don't know who I'd cut. I'd probably cut a Sunborn. I think actually probably totally fine to cut a single Sunborn for a single Frontline Rush. I think that is an okay change to make. Just out of nowhere, you can just kill someone. So I think that's worth it, but overall, very cool deck. So thank you, like and subscribe, leave a comment, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.